What up, guys? How's your Saturday going?
It's actually Sunday, man. So
It's
you gotta
Sunday.
stop,
It's
Sunday. Oh my
Sunday.
God.
you gotta stop
Oh,
drinking Sunday
Wow.
morning, bud.
You gotta stop
Sunday.
drinking
Yeah,
too
sorry.
early.
My bad. My bad. Jeez.
You're drinking from Saturday night to Sunday morning.
Well, the party can't stop, yo.
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah. So hang
I
on. I'm
got
gonna share this link. For some strange reason, we lost our live link. I don't know what happened to it. So let me just check and make sure everything is good to go. Yeah. Alrighty.
Blind just so everyone knows I can't see anyone. So
Yeah, you
not that
blind
I
as can be.
yeah, just because I have someone do work on the camera, so I don't have to worry about it. So I can't
Ah.
see any of the questions or I can't see
Advantage.
you guys. So
Advantage.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna focus, man. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
got his pimp shades
Yeah.
on and ready to rock and roll.
You got
All
to,
right.
man.
Let's do it, Rusty. What are we doing today, yo?
We are doing a SCA practice steak cook.
All right.
Well, but mostly it's a competition, a virtual competition. Um, that Anthony and I are doing against each other. So I don't know how this is going to work, Anthony. Are we going to let everyone judge him after with pictures, or are we going to let
Yeah,
him judge him in the line?
exactly. No, we're just gonna let these two. We got Andy and Jessie. Those are our judges.
Right on.
So
I'm
hopefully there's not a
expecting to
split.
taste it.
Yeah. Only thing I get that's the downside is the taste, but we're just gonna have to go by texture, I guess, and cut it with the fork and see how it goes.
Cool. Fork. Chad,
uh,
give me a fork. And
yeah.
I don't need that.
All right. Well, let's get down and do it, man. Like let's. Here's my steak. Let's see your steak, Rusty.
Pull it out right here. Got a Creekstone Farms ribeye steak. Nice and marbled, if you can tell. Little
Heck
thick,
yeah.
but we will roll with that.
Yeah, mine's about an inch thick too.
Mine's
So normally
yeah,
they're
about that.
normally they're normally they're an inch
More
and
than
a
that.
half thick for SCA, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Ethan, yeah, one, yeah,
Inch and a half
about that.
because we have an SCA competition in Utah next week
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
we
coming
do.
Saturday.
and
Yeah.
barbecue pit stop
Good
in
stuff.
Lehigh.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Well, let's do it. Let's get down to it. I guess the first step is we're gonna trim them up, right?
Yeah.
So let's
So
get to it. Go ahead and you two, just ask us questions on what we're doing and all that stuff, and we'll talk through it as we do it.
So
But right now,
for an SCA competition, so they pre-cut all the steaks for you. What's the gentleman's name that runs SCA?
Brett
that's
Galloway.
Brett Galloway.
So Brett, either Brett's on location or we got a local rep now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
phenomenal. So they'll cut the
Yeah.
steaks for you, and depending on how many teams are in the competition, you'll get to go. You'll draw straws or draw numbers, and then you get to go through the line and pick the steak that you get for competition. You get to pick one, go back through the line, and get to pick another. So you two skipped that process and
Yeah.
went picked the best of the best of the best, because I know you both are cheaters.
Yes, we are. Well, when it comes to competing against each other, what it is.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is just trimming off the edge fat around the spinalis point area, which there isn't
So,
much because I got this from Costco, so they
so,
won't leave me
so,
too much.
well, Costco will. A lot of their steaks, they don't have spinalis on any of their ribeyes anymore because they're
Uh,
taking those spinalises off and
Selling them.
making rib cap steaks, which is my favorite steak. You know what I mean?
Oh heck
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
But okay, so tell it. So start with Anthony. Anthony, when you're walking through the line and you're picking your steak for an SDA competition, what are you looking for when you grab your steak?
First thing I'm looking for is making sure I have a good fat spinalis along the edge, and then
That's
marbling. So so spinalis is the biggest point for me, and then after that, then I look for marbling.
Well, that's all the
So
judge is going to eat too. The spinalis,
yeah,
they're going to cut it
exactly.
from
right.
edge to edge, eat that spinalis, and then they're going to check for doneness on the other half. So
Yeah. Holy crap! I almost forgot something. This is
Almost.
competition day, right? This is
Good luck,
competition
toast.
day.
He's
No,
doing a good
He's gonna
no,
get
hey,
national
the
anthem.
hey,
hat on.
Oh,
no,
the hat.
yeah,
Ah,
Well, no,
yeah,
you start competition day starts out with a good luck toast.
yes. Good luck, Coach. But I always have the hat on. Yeah. All right, so I got mine nice and rounded up, pretty much. As you can
Yeah,
see here.
So,
pretty good.
are you going to tie yours, Anthony?
Yep, yep.
All right.
Got the string ready to go right here. We're gonna
Fine.
get it tied up.
What?
Andy, do you tie your steaks during practice? Have you done any SCA cooks?
Oh yeah, man. I've done. I tie mine. Sometimes I'll actually even skewer them too, depending on how, it depends on the steak you get to and what you can trim it down to. Sometimes you draw one, sometimes you draw 15.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a pretty good look. Looks like Rusty's skewering his. Um,
Yep.
I do both. So what I'll do is I'll take this. This is my guideline. It's like a North Star, if you will. So what I'll do
ooh.
is I will take that. You guys want to watch this? So I will take my string, put it under, right? Bring it over on this side, bring it around under here. And then when I come back, I'll under and then I'll over here. That way
He's
Nice.
my
a
string's
doubler.
not my
He's
Yeah.
string's
a
not flying off.
doubler. He's
That's
doubling
right.
up.
I double as well.
That way my
Yeah.
steak it's nice and my string doesn't go all flippy floppy on me.
I double
I
my
don't tie it
string as
very
well.
tight.
Nope. The meat does swell. Just for anybody who listens, the meat does swell. So I am to the point where I'm gonna put my first rub on. I like to let that rub sit on for 20 minutes or so. So
Yeah.
um,
What's in that shaker?
honestly, I'll tell you, in the first shaker, it's the how to barbecue right. I guess what is it? His AP rub, straight up salt, pepper, garlic, and MSG.
So you see that they took all their rubs out of the original container and put them in their own shakers because you right now they are lying to you. They are not telling you what they're putting on their steaks because otherwise everybody would be jigging.
Yeah,
That was a nice plug though, Anthony. That was a nice plug. I'm sure Malcolm was gonna send you a bunch of things.
yeah. Malcolm's my boy, man. He has to come out here. I'm taking him hunting, man. I got to take him out here to hunting. So
Ooh, all right. Rusty just hit some Worcestershire. I do that once in a while. I'll
yeah,
float that. Gotta add that flavor.
Beef
It
yeah,
loves
also
beef
depends on what.
loves the Worcestershire sauce.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, hey, what do you have you cooked any SCA style cooks yet, Jesse? I know you're going to get into it. Jesse's a promoter, so he hardly ever gets to cook. He's always trying to run around, make sure everybody's set up. He doesn't get the opportunity to cook as much as all the other local guys, but he does cook when he can.
I'm a cook. I'm a pitmaster first and foremost. I got stuck in the role of a promoter. Bunch of BS, not getting to cook as much as you guys. But
Right?
no,
Yeah.
no, I have not been able to cook an SCA yet. But ribeyes are my go-to steak. I practice multiple times a week on steak.
Nice. Heck
You
yeah.
know, for anybody watching, looking at these steaks, if you never, competed or even heard of an SCA competition before, you're like, why are we trimming these down, or why are we, this is kind of the presentation we're looking for, and I highly suggest you do a SCA competition. It's not very intimidating. It's usually a one day, 4 to 8 hour run. I mean, you can do it with very minimal equipment, as you can see these guys have right here. Good payday, and you can get a nice little showdown in Texas if you're able to get a golden ticket. So it's one of my favorite competitions to do because they usually have subcategories as well, for
Ancillaries.
ancillaries
Ancillary, yeah.
to have fun with, and overall it's a really really cool fun day. So and there's a lot of them around, especially in Utah.
Yeah, we're getting a lot, which is awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you can cook on anything. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a pit. It doesn't have to be a grill. It can be gas. But cook on gas tastes like
Ass.
booty. So stay
Yeah.
natural if you can, but you know what? If that's the only thing you got, bring it out.
Yeah.
Cook it. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a PK. You don't have to have a Traeger. Is that what are you cooking on, Anthony? That's a Traeger. What? The
That's the
Ranger?
Traeger. Yeah, the Ranger, man.
Ranger.
Yeah, I was telling Andy before we went live here that I like the Ranger for an SCA style cook is because it maxes out at 450. Those grill grates get up at about 520, 525 when I put them on there, and it's consistent. I don't need my laser gun or anything. It's solid every single time. I know exactly what I'm going to get every single time. And as we talked about on the podcast, consistency is key in competition barbecue.
And so you don't use a ThermalWorks infrared?
Nope, not when I'm cooking on the Ranger. Nope, because I know it's
Okay.
going to be the exact same temperature every single time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you have grill grates inside there?
Yes, I do. I got some grill grates right there.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So grill marks, which is kind of funky for the presentation part of the SCA. People want to see those grill marks, but some of the best steaks you'll ever have are just a flat cast iron sear on a steak.
Yep.
But you'll lose points if you do something like that.
Technically, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, it's technically.
Technically,
Yeah, it's like we don't score the green
Right.
part in KCBS either, right?
Right? That's true.
I'm trying not to.
So this
Depends
is
on who's sitting at the table, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why taking these classes that people put on in your local areas too is to learn how to properly judge. That's the biggest thing in competitions. Make sure you get consistent judges. I know your competitions. You have about 5 solid judges that judge exactly the same every single time. And it seems like I always know which way. I always get the exact same scores. I can't figure them out.
So we're right now, as of today, we're on schedule to have that KCBS class in 2 weeks at Barbecue Pit Stop in Layton, up in Layton. So that's going to be a KCBS CBJ class, which is a certified barbecue judge class, and then we're doing a tabletop class with Steve Llewellyn from Utah County. He's going to come up and teach that class. So right now it's sold out at 41 people in the class. So we got to figure it out. Make sure Kennedy. I was supposed to talk to Kennedy on Friday, and we didn't get a chance to talk. But as of right now, that class is still on. So
yeah,
we might have to do it outside.
What's up?
Yeah. Hey, I gotta go ahead and look at it. I don't know if you can see, but I bought you a snack.
The dots.
Yeah, it's the dots.
So mean.
Hot pieces of crap, you mean?
No, they're so delicious. I don't know if you've heard on the podcast, Jessie or Andy, that Rusty thinks that they taste like vomit, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think there's something wrong with his palate.
That's why he doesn't win, because his palate is junk. Wow.
That's probably what it is.
I would because I try not to eat carbs because I'd be 500 pounds if I ate a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
I would always snitch those when we were at Barbecue Pit Stop, and I thought they had them there because they had smoked them and seasoned them. I'm like, these are so good, these are so good. Then the last competition we had at was it Trubus Volkswagen in Layton?
Yeah.
I bought a bag.
Oh.
Ate the entire bag after the cooks meeting.
Oh, no.
And if Rusty thinks they taste like vomit, I don't want to eat his food anymore.
It's okay.
Oh, man.
Hey, Jesse, listen. Dogs lap up their own poop too. It's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. you know you're that big, and I can go.
Probably.
He can't see what we're doing because he's
I'm in the zone, bro.
How you guys gonna plate those today? Traditionally on a disc, or just kind of?
I think we're just gonna put them just on a cutting board, or that's probably the easiest way for us today. I'm adding this rub right
Anthony,
here for color.
what rubs are you what rubs are you using?
This is called the barbecue rub. It's for color. So
Wow.
this has
All
a little
right.
bit of cayenne pepper in it, a little bit of this, a little
Maybe
that.
maybe Rusty will share with the people. Rusty, what are you using on your steak?
So normally what I'll do is this right here is the barbecue rub by Killer Hogs. Then you've
Just their
got,
Killer Hogs, the hot rub.
yep, all
Because
queued up,
the hot rub seems to be more balanced than the normal rub. Yep.
all queued up steak seasoning. It's a brand new seasoning out on the market right now. And then this
What is
one
it?
it's
All
called All
queued up, you
Queued
said?
Up.
Okay.
Hang
It's
on, I can't write these down fast enough. Hang on.
and then I'm actually trying this one. This is Sugar's All Beef Rub right here. So I'm trying that.
Hey, I'm supposed to get
I
some of
grinded
that.
it. I ground
Cheater.
it up and put it in there. So Sugar's barbecue beef rub right there.
She told me she sent you a pack and you're supposed to give me some. You're holding on me, yo. See, I could have been eating some
He'll
stuff.
give you some after he wins today, Anthony. He'll give you some
Oh
after he
man.
wins.
So what I do basically is I'll use this. This is strictly for color. I'm not really using this for anything else but that. That's why if you notice when I did it, I put on real lightly and I rubbed it in. I didn't pat it. I rubbed it. I massaged it into the meat. Then I stick this stuff on this all queued up. I let it sit there for a while, and then I finish it off with the Sugar's barbecue. And that's it, man. That's all my rubs. And let's sit here as long as I can. Call it a day.
Right here, I will tell you what's in this one. This is Adam's rib rub right here. As you can see, I'm on my banner there. I use this for color as well.
So
And what I really like about this rub actually too is that it's really like almost a powder, so it really holds a lot better.
So when you're at a SCA competition, when do you season your steaks before you put them on? What's your timeline, you guys?
I'm about 40 minutes. About 40 minutes. So I like to let the rub pull a little bit of moisture
Any
before I do
questions?
it. So.
No, just Cody with said nice Marshall.
So as you can see, I'm gonna bring this up to the camera, but as you can see, like you can really see that I just pretty much laid everything on really nice on the edges. So
mine takes a little longer. Normally what I'll do is I'll marinate mine for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
In
then
what?
I let my seasoning sit. It depends. Really, right now I'm using a lot of different stuff, but I haven't settled on one for this time. Is that a good enough answer?
No, because I'm trying to help the people out there that might be thinking about doing an SCA, and you guys are anti-shigging so bad. It's like
I'm normally totally fine.
I use water. I marinate it in water.
In water.
I've never marinated.
Use, so.
Do you inject your steaks? Do you inject them?
No.
No. I don't think there's enough time for the injection to work. Honestly, I think if you inject it, I think it'll be too strong of in flavor of injection. Unless if you made me use something like a low sodium beef broth or something like that, that might be able to help you out a little bit. But my steak's ready to go on. Is yours ready to go on yet, Rusty?
I mean, yeah. If we're doing this,
Yeah.
Just for fun, we can do it.
So,
Let me throw. Yeah. So what I do is real quick is I'll I'm a huge fan of hickory. I've seen people do this before. I just want to kind of run through with this with the people. So these equal to be about an ounce. I only want 1 ounce of food of wood on here. That's it. 1 ounce. If you
let's get a verified weight on that, Jesse.
These guys aren't letting us shig for nothing, so you can't verify anything with these guys.
I have weighed them out. They are about 1 ounce each. So you only put 1 ounce in there. I'm going to let that cook off for just a minute. I'm looking for my grill grates to be right around 545, 550. And see, I don't temp the top. I temp the valley. So we are really, really hot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choke my, actually we're good right there.
So what are you using to measure? It's the ThermalWorks. Which product is
that? ThermalWorks. Yeah, this is the IR, one of the IR guns, infrared guns from ThermalWorks. Also, a couple things, guys, must-haves. I know a lot of people have whatever. This time stick right here is the best thing ever. I used to use my watch. I don't know if you're listening to music, people are talking, you're like, hey, Suri, set time for this, and she doesn't do it, and you're trying to get a steak cook. I also have a ThermalWorks thing I sit on the side. I use those for competitions. I use them for steak cook-offs for a little while, but it was hard to get over and push the button. This is around my neck. I never forget. I have it set for 1:30. I hit start, it goes. When it's done, I hit start, it goes again for 1:30, and it's right around my neck. So, and of course, I use my Thermapen. So these three ThermalWorks products, not sponsored, are 100% crucial for what I do.
Yet.
Yeah. Not sponsors, but we sold thousands of them for them in classes and everything else.
Yes,
You know
we
what?
have.
So I just because I'm a big. If you're a barbecue pit master, you have to have a Thermapen.
Yes, you do.
So I've got
Yeah.
multiples, but
Big potatoes.
I just bought the IR Thermapen. So it's
Nice.
all in one tool instead of having Rusty's got three tools. And I kind of dig the fact that he's got the timer around his neck.
Yeah, that's a good feature. I got the big and loud. That's what I use. ThermalWorks product as
It's just,
well.
I just need everything
So-
right here, man. I need everything
Yeah.
right here in my space.
But if it's right, but I would rather like the way Anthony's got it right there on the table, right next to the grill. That would be more down my alley because like having something around my neck is just going to get in my way sometimes. I feel, but that having a Thermapen with the IR in one piece would be that's what I would suggest to cooks out there.
It does unclip, and this is a magnet, so you
Oh,
can
nice.
put it like.
Yeah.
Man, you're just
magnetized
plugging
stuff.
the crap. They're gonna send you 12 dozen of those, Rusty.
Well, I'm gonna put my steak on, guys, and I'm gonna start out with some duck fat. I'm gonna hit the grill grates with duck fat here.
Hey, that stuff is a sleeper, man. That stuff is a sleeper.
So I'm gonna make sure. So what I do is I make sure my spinalis, because that's gonna be on the front side of the box when you present it. So I'm gonna make sure I cook that towards me on an angle so I can get the looks of the grill mark. So I'm gonna put it on the grill. I'm gonna add a weight to it. Close it down. Press my start button. Now we're gonna ride that out for 1:30. So I have a
So
minute
you go a minute and a half before you do your half turn. You don't go 2 minutes.
Yep. Actually, no, I'm doing 1:40. Sorry, I lied. 1:40 is where I'm running today. So
another tip for the guys. So Rusty's cooking on a PK grill.
Yes, sir.
With grill grates. You're cooking on a Traeger Ranger, which I love. I like that.
Yep.
I don't have one. I would probably do that because for me, I reverse sear steaks at my house all the time.
Yeah.
But so what I've been doing with my reverse sear though, instead of smoking them till I smoke them to about 105. I pull them off, and I don't wrap them. I don't cover them. I let them cool off.
Oh.
And then get my grill up to temperature. That way, it's really hard to get past your 128. That's where the 128 is where I pull off my ribeye.
That's exactly what I shoot for too.
I've done SCAs with the Ranger. I usually get a lot of high points in taste when I reverse sear.
Yeah.
Same thing, man. Like people are just like it's hot and fast, hot and fast.
I got the music in my head.
You're adding that extra layer of flavor, and you got to think about it. These judges, they're getting one cube. They're getting one probably 1 inch by 1 inch cube to taste that. Every shake counts and every part of flavor.
You got a chicken now. Oh yeah.
She always gets.
I've done pretty well reverse searing on SCA. So
that's my favorite. I mean, for me, that as a steak judge, I'm looking for every little piece of flavor that I can get. So that reverse sear, I mean, because you're only going to be able to get that with a smoker, a Traeger. But I mean, we all use most. I mean, in competition, you see mostly Traegers for pellet grills. You see some Yoders, but those are only two grills that you see out on competition. So that pit stop. What's the size limitation? Is a 10 by 15, right?
For your space?
For your space, because my tent's 10 by 20. I got to call Steve. I go, bro, I got one tent. It's 10 by 20.
All right,
then I can 10 by 10.
Then I can bring my little Milla Traeger trailer that has two Timberlines on it, reverse sear them, and then drop them on my PK.
There you go.
A lot of,
Yep.
for people watching, you notice they're putting weights on their steaks right now, and you're like, why are they doing that? You're really looking to get those grill marks. And I've seen some crazy people do some stuff. I've seen bricks. I've seen like actual lifting weights, like 5-pound weights wrapped in foil. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff. I like a brick actually. It gives a nice little evenness and it gives a nice little weight. I usually wrap a brick in foil, and it usually works pretty good. But you'll notice when they turn these steaks and turn them over, they'll have a great presentation. And even though grill marks aren't technically judged by, I think
straight off the grill, Buff.
So the standard 5 categories that get usually judged on is appearance, doneness, taste, texture, and overall appearance, right? So that's the standard judging criteria. Today, obviously, we're probably just going to be judging by looks, overall appearance, and doneness. But so out of 10, you get 10 for each score, and then on taste, you can get 10.9 out of scoring.
So I did my 140 and now with the twist. So let's. I don't know if you can see the grill marks there, but they're nice and deep. Actually, really good looking.
Well, of course, they're coming off a Treager, man. What do you expect?
Yeah,
I have to say, Rusty's camera person is amazing. Like,
yeah,
he is award-winning.
I'm kind of jealous about that, but whatever. My son stayed out way too late. My wife worked really hard yesterday, so I'll just do everything on my own, man. Yeah. So by the time Rusty's gonna miss the turn-in, man. We have an hour. We'll see how he does. Yeah.
What are you flipping with that steak there, Rusty? The grill tool.
It's a grill tool. So
that's the best. That's the best thing Brad Barrett ever invented.
Yes, it did. So my thing with this is, I'm the opposite. I don't go heavy on my steak weight at all. I go really light. Then the reason why is because when I was going really heavy, I had a really heavy setup, and when you cut into the steak, right, there was a really firm brown, done spot around the edge, almost like a smoke ring, but because it just pressed it and cooked it too long. When it goes light, you get a really good smoke ring. I don't butter it so it doesn't fall off until the very end. And what happens is when you cut into it, it's pink from the very top down to the bottom, so it looks real nice. That's just my experience with it. I know a lot of people do use heavy ones that do really well. So that's just my.
So when I reverse sear on mine, that's kind of the opposite sense because I'm going.
Oh, when you're reverse searing, medium. Of course, yeah. I didn't catch that.
But I get it when you're going hot and fast. I can totally get that.
Yeah.
So when you're doing your reverse sear, so you smoke it to what temperature?
I'm right there with you, man. 105, 110. You just kind of and then just hold it to the side, kind of let it firm up a little bit, and then rip that Ranger to as hot as it can go, and then get them marks.
What's your so these guys are going about 1:40. What's your time frame per flip? You go 1:30?
Man, I'm at 1:30, 1:40, and it's all about that thermopen too.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll go a little longer on the first side, obviously, because that's the presentation side. And
right.
I see Rusty's got the lifted screen there to kind of get it out the heat to continue to cook it. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna put
like Anthony said with the Treager, I mean, it's so consistent that it's you're not kind of going direct heat there, so you have a little variance, and you can kind of just leave that steak on there too.
Yeah. So my cook's coming to an end on the searing side, so I'm actually turning my Treager down. I'm trying to get it to 250. When I lift this lid and pull the grates off, I'll be able to control the finishing temperature.
Can you turn your grill down, please?
Yeah, Rusty, you know how to turn your grill down real quick?
Can you turn it down?
See, that's the thing, is that when you're not using those assists, you got to actually learn how to use your pit. So that's what I'm doing.
Wow.
Oh, man. He's just mad he don't got one. That's what it really comes down to. No, but what's cool about this is you got charcoal versus pellet, and you can actually see really when it comes down to the end, we're almost turning in the exact same result. Only thing that's really going to be different is just the flavor, and just you make your adjustments to flavors on what is going to work and what's not going to work, which is really nice. So,
Rusty, are you using duck fat too, Rusty?
Yes. In fact, I should have used it right there, but I forgot. So hopefully
Can we get a zoom in on that steak, on Rusty's steak? Can we get a zoom in on that?
That looks good.
That looks good. Can we get a little closer? That looks good.
All right. I'm going to have to cut you off just a little bit. Get this timer back on.
I forgot my hot gloves, guys, so I'm in trouble here. Grill grates off here real quick. Luckily, we got this $1 million invention with these spatulas. So my grill is all turned down to 250 already. I'm gonna put my steak back on.
We do. Hey, Rusty, we don't need to see that stuff. This is a family show.
Maybe you wanted to. So
Nope. Not at all.
It's beer time now, right? Turn it down 250. Grab a beer.
Yep.
Grab your lawn chair.
And when I temp, I'm temping in 3 different locations because every once in a while you might hit a piece of fat and it's going to run a lot hotter. You want to temp in your cut zone, temp in 3 different locations to make sure that you're not hitting a fat zone and you're actually temping meat versus fat. So that's
you're just temping in the spinalis itself.
No, I'm actually temping the cut zone because the spinalis I'm not worried about the doneness because in the SCA style, they're going to cut right down the middle of that steak, and that's where you're going to get your doneness from. So you want to temp in the doneness zone.
They're gonna cut from the tip of the spinalis to the end of the bottom of the spinalis.
Yeah, we got some people chiming in here.
People
like my hat, man.
Everyone's digging that hat, Anthony.
Dude, I'm telling you, the hat's where it's at. I didn't start winning until I wore the hat, right, Jesse?
They just going crazy over that hat.
The hat's the bomb. And Todd, he is not going to do a wet T-shirt contest with your shirt. We do not need to see that. We'll be scarred for life.
To be honest,
we need a white one.
What has been seen cannot be unseen on Rusty. Rusty's trying to be sexy on a Sunday morning. It's just like, bro, you've been in quarantine for how many weeks?
Actually, technically, Jesse, if you want to talk about it, I've been a stay-at-home dad for 3.5 years, so this takes a lot to work on.
So you got the dad bod going on.
Oh, I got the dad plus. This is a barbecue medium.
You guys ever run into a problem where you draw last and your steaks are just kind of fatty, got that kind of too big of an eye?
I've never had that problem yet.
In a practice, not in a competition.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's a good thing about the competition. They try their best. They make them all even. They do a really good job. They lay them all out on the table. Super consistent, and obviously, every steak can't be identical, but they do their best. I've seen a lot of people even kind of carve it out and throw some meat glue in there. Man, it's crazy.
That's what I was going to ask. When you're in a competition, have you cut that out and meat glued it back together?
I never have. I've never needed to, fortunately. But I've seen people and I've heard about it, and it's you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Because meat glue takes about 2 hours to set up.
Yeah.
So
what exactly is in meat glue? We hear a lot of people talk about it, but nobody's actually broken down what's inside meat glue. Do you know what exactly it is? Do either one of you know exactly what it is?
Let me go grab a package and I'll read it to you.
Yeah, I was like, I got some around here somewhere.
Yeah. So, but I'm temping my steak about every minute just to make sure I don't overshoot it. I just don't want this to overcook, especially when I'm cooking against Rusty. So I'm checking my temps every 30 seconds, every 40 seconds. Cause
I'm out. So I want to say it's monosyl. What is it? Glutamate. There
MSG.
you go.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I got
Mugu,
maltodextrin, transglutamine, and then sodium caseinate.
So it's pretty much
Put my
salt.
hair.
Pretty much salt. So you're using that salt as a binder. I wonder if regular salt would work, like a powdered salt. So
Well, you got the maltodextrin, which is the binder.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just shuts it down.
all right.
Hey, Todd, if you're still listening, I just saw your comment. I'm totally down for that, man. I got the boobs for it. I got
Yeah.
the
Well,
boobs
first,
for it.
I think
Rusty,
we all
that's
do.
enough.
I think we all do.
Well, first of all, you got to wear a white T-shirt if you're going to do it. So black one doesn't work. So
That's true.
yeah. How's your steak coming along, Rusty? I'm just waiting mine to come
I
to
just put
temp.
mine up on the ridge here. I just put mine up on my little lifter. Now I'm just making sure I temp it. A couple things I like to do, guys. This thermopin is so freaking fast. But when I do, I like to stick my thermopin in this a little bit, get it up to temp, because I don't want to have this door open as long as I need to. And then
The
I'll
recovery
open it,
rate's pretty slow on that.
and then I will temp it.
Yeah.
So that way I'm right where I need to be, and I'm not. So I'm at 132, which is where I want to pull. Right there, 124 right there, 127 in the middle. So I'm going to give it about 3 or 4 more minutes, and then we're going to pull it.
Another big thing too, depending on turning times, is when you put that steak in the box and you hand it off, they are going straight to the table. My very first SCA, being with my chef background, you always let your steaks rest, and so I cooked mine a little under, thinking like, okay, they're gonna let it rest, and then they're gonna cut into it. That thing went straight to the table, and they cut it, and it was probably about medium. It wasn't quite medium, about medium rare. So that's another thing too, is these guys are talking about 132, one. They want that thing kind of as perfect medium rare as possible, a little bit of rest, and then in that box they go. Traditionally in a SCA competition, you're given a numbered box with a silver disc in it, a little foil silver disc, and then you're putting that steak right on that disc in the box, and there's no garnish, there's no parsley, there's no nothing. All they want is that steak. So
Rusty,
Hey,
what's
Rusty.
what's in your basting sauce, Rusty?
Hey, butter, man, straight salted butter. Nothing
salted
fancy.
butter.
Salted butter.
You got a certain brand you want to plug, Rusty?
I do Kerry. I do the Kerrygold.
I do Lando Lake. Somebody I know on the stream right now turned me on to Lando Lake, so I kind of shig that.
Me and my buddy George are on that Amish butter log once in a while.
That's exactly what I use is the Amish butter, bro. Right there.
There you go.
It's the bomb.
That log, man. You can't beat that log.
That log, and it seems to have. It takes a little bit more to melt it down, and there's just, for me, it has a little bit better mouthfeel and a little bit more flavor than normal butter.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sir.
That's just my opinion.
It's the Amish way, man.
Hand churned.
Yes, sir. Well, I think my steak's done, guys. I'm going to temp it one more time, and I'm going to put it to bed for a couple minutes.
Rusty, we're not judging on scenery, man. You got a killer scenery. You win on scenery today, okay?
Okay, so make that in a mental note and equate it to your steak when you're looking at it, all right? That's the whole purpose here. I want to put you guys in serenity. This isn't even my house. I don't even know these people. I hope they don't wake up soon.
I'm putting this bad boy to bed.
Ooh, hang on.
That looks good.
That screen. Someone shot that. Hang on. When I roll to a competition and people say, they're talking smack about Treagers, you hold that steak back up there.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll show it one more time before we cut it. I'm going to put it to bed. I'm going to put it butter. I just got a compound butter here. I made a compound butter with a little bit of AP rub and some salted butter and a little bit of herbs. And then I also right here, this I will tell you too, this is I learned this from Malcolm Reed the other day. He takes his steak seasoning and grinds it into a fine powder as a finishing dust for that little bit of a kick. So I'm going to try that today. It's just a nice dust.
So Anthony, you've created a diamond pattern on your steak, and Rusty has done the square.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to take my steak and wrap it up. So you can kind of see there.
Oh, he is diamond out, huh? That's not.
Yeah,
that's not
he does diamonds.
I used to do squares.
I get these to-go containers at Sam's Club rest my stuff on. Why? Because I can throw it away when I'm done. less stuff to take home when I'm done. So we'll let that rest out for about 6 minutes.
The
Is what I'm
best
going
number
for.
one investment in the world: disposable cutting boards, people.
Yep.
Yes.
Just telling you.
Yep.
Just telling you.
So another tip, guys, if you guys are using these, I don't have my heat gloves out here either, so I'm going to make a complete mess. But these hot coals right here, I will take my grill grates and I'll flip them over and let them rest on that high heat, and then they're going to burn off. So when I clean them, I literally can just take a paper towel and wipe them off.
Yep.
Just like that.
I don't have my hot gloves on me. I do the exact same thing, but
Well,
I
I
am
may do.
actually done.
Wham. Okay, I'm turning off my heat. I'm all done.
My heat's done.
Real quick, guys. We're about probably maybe 30 minutes into this cook, and they're about to serve up. So I mean, honestly, SCA competition, quick. You spend pretty much 3/4 of your day drinking and shooting the stick, and then you cook a steak and you take a trophy home and you go home. You know, so
I think our timeline here in Utah is load-in starts at 8 and awards are at 4. So 8 hours, 9 hours, you're in and
you
out,
guys
and you
got
get
any ancillary categories next Saturday, or is it just straight
yes,
steak?
bacon and wings. I am slacking on wings. I might need to get a hold of somebody to talk on wings, competition style wings. I've tried to do wings a few times and I flopped on them, so I have a
Just sauce them, dude. Just sauce
yeah.
them.
I just don't like the soggy
Don't
wings,
turn
you
in a
know.
dry wing, dude. You get killed.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna smoke them and then I'm gonna drop them in some hot oil and just give them a flash fry.
Got a little cornstarch in there. Will crisp them
Yeah,
up. I'll do the
I've heard of
cornstarch
this
trick.
technique, but I've never actually done it. Does the cornstarch make it crispy? Does it pull that skin crispy?
Yeah, a little cornstarch in there is a secret.
Yeah, Anthony, you use cornstarch. I'll use my technique.
Oh man,
I use Curtis Nation's technique.
that guy is a good guy to follow. If you have a technique from that guy, that is definitely a good.
So before
resource.
there was SCA competitions and before I started doing barbecue competitions, I did a lot of chicken wing competitions, and I never lost a chicken wing competition ever.
Right.
Ooh,
My
let's hear it.
sauce is on point, and
Oh
it's
man.
simple, and I'm not telling you guys nothing.
Oh, yeah? You're getting on me? You get on me?
I forgot a plate. I need to go grab a plate to put this on so I can show the camera. I can't just hold 2 steaks. I'll be right back, guys. Go ahead and talk without me.
So another trick on your chicken wings, if you smoke them till they're done, and then use an air fryer to crisp them up for 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay.
Well, there's another
That's
$60 I got to go blow then.
And then you don't have to do the oil. You know what I mean? You don't have to show up with a fryer. You just use the air fryer.
Cutting board from the
Kind of
bottom,
slick.
just in case.
That is pretty slick.
So yeah, I wrap mine up. This is something cool I learned from a Malcolm Reed video with Mark Williams from Swine Life. What they did is they did a test on wrapping a steak and keeping it open to cool off. And you think that if you wrapped it up, that it'd get hotter and it would cook longer and faster, but it's the opposite. This actually stalled out really, really quickly, and the one that was left out shot through the roof. So depending on what you want to do with that, you want to make sure that you wrap it and it doesn't cook too quickly.
You're basically making it into a little convection oven. You know, steam's gonna raise up to that foil, come back down. You lay it on a cutting board, it's just gonna. You know, a lot of people will lay it on a screen too, so it has even airflow.
Yeah. You guys know how to get judging? You have your SCA stuff, so you know how to judge this.
You want the other side? You
want your cook? What's 185, right? 206. I can't.
213 on a gold grade, right? 213.
We're cooking flank steak, right?
Nice. So I'm about a minute 30, minute 45 till I'll be done.
What's the winner get? What's Malcolm Reed sending the winner?
He's not sending us anything, man. This is just bragging rights until next weekend. This is literally a week-long bragging contest right now.
So next week's competition, you got steak competition. There's chicken wings. Do you guys know what the other ancillaries are?
Bacon.
Huh?
Yeah.
Making bacon.
Making bacon.
I'm doing all of them too. So
Yeah, Rusty goes ham.
What's the pit stop charger next week for entries?
125. You flying out? You want to come cook it?
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, we
Do it.
I got 10 by 10s for you and everything. All you got to do is show up. We can share the Ranger. You know, we'll be good to go.
Oh, that
Aw.
sounds
so cute.
that sounds like I'm gonna have to check the agenda. My boss
Well,
working.
yeah,
My boss watching.
yeah. You suddenly feel ill.
Oh, I'm sick. Ooh.
Oh, I'm sick. I ate some bad chicken. They'll buy that one. I think. I don't know. And there's a hurricane going on at Rusty's place. I'm surprised he hasn't lost everything. He lives in a wind tunnel. It's really crazy.
Yeah, they basically right now there's a wind, there's a small breeze. This is no wind here. So this is a calm day in Bluffdale. So
You know why
Cardboard Corbett also
you know why
says
it's windy in Bluffdale all the time, though, right?
why? Because the
Because Utah
mountains.
County sucks.
Oh,
Work.
it's so you.
time.
All right, guys. Well, my steak is ready to present for appearance. If you guys are ready for that.
Do
So
it.
how long did yours rest?
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah. So let me pull my string off because we don't want to get DQ'd at this competition.
Yeah, you do.
Let's do a one at a time appearance. Since Anthony, you're ready. Let's check on yours. Rusty's still waiting. Then we'll get a nice even fair judging on this.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So let's get a close up look, and then we'll slice into it, and then you'll get to eat it for us.
There we go.
Them diamonds.
Yeah. Sorry, the color in here is probably pretty poor. I'm under a
Kind of
tent
looks
here.
gray.
Let's not go there. All right, I'll get a cut. Let me find my finalis point here. I don't want to ruin that.
Does that look
So
green to you guys?
Anthony,
Is that
can
like
you
kind of
hold
a naming?
Anthony? Can
Yep.
you hold that back up to the camera and then actually show the people where the spinalis is? Because that's, kind of give them an idea. Because we say spinalis, we say ribeye eye all the time, but give the people a good shot of just don't drop
Mine's
it.
mine's just right at the top. You can't really see it because I cook so well. It blends together.
It looks like a good trim job too. So
Yeah.
nice and uniform.
Alrighty, let me slice into this. I got my Brazilian style knife here.
I'm representing Team Japan with my shun.
So we're looking for a nice medium.
I might have went.
So you're a hair under, huh?
That looks a hair under.
Yep. Perfect for the house, but that's
Yeah.
not a 10.
Oh man. I hope Rusty overcooked.
Yeah, you're gonna. You ready to rock this thing, guys?
Man, that flavor is amazing.
Let's get a zoom in on Rusty's steak let's get a little closer on there since we got camera action here.
So I'm just taking the string off.
Rusty's steak looked pretty good, but he got pretty good lighting though. So
Let him know this isn't turning yet.
Yeah, this isn't turning yet, guys. So, feeling good?
Oye.
So my spinalis is up here. Another reason why I do this is that when I tie up, my tie is where my spinalis is, so I always know where it is. So I'm going to go ahead and cut into this bad boy. So I'm not even putting any weight on that. So
Same.
I look like a little under to me too. What about you, Jesse?
Yeah.
Under?
I'm thinking they're both 8s or 9s according to the chart.
Let's
I
see
already
yours
saw.
again, Anthony. Let's see
That
yours
one's-
again, Anthony.
Okay.
Got a nice overall, like, edge-to-edge doneness on Rusty's.
I'm giving them both 9s on their appearance. The tops look perfect, but according to the chart, like they'd be 10s at my house, but looks like those are just a hair under. Just
Yeah.
according to
Jesse.
the camera. What you say?
I'm gonna give you that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
I
how
got
do we?
Anthony's getting cheated because he's under the canopy.
Well, the sun comes straight over our
Bad.
back of the
Actually, I
camera.
would almost disagree. I think the sun is like glaring on my redness.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it doesn't look that bad here, and I look on the camera and it looks worse.
Yeah.
But it does look underdone. I'm not going to say it isn't.
It's not. It's a hair. It's a click. It's a click
Here.
under.
Swap it out
Yeah.
for a white one. Like pull the black and see if that changes anything.
No.
Well, on the camera.
I will say I think Rusty's is closer.
It makes it worse on the white.
From the view.
Yeah, I
What do
know.
you think,
Makes it
It
Jesse?
looks darker. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
All right.
So I don't. How are we doing tenderness, yo?
Let's see Anthony's one more time.
Flip yours around, Anthony. Get that other one in there.
That sides with the fat. I cut in a horrible spot, but.
Huh.
All right, let's cut the spinalis now into about 5 pieces. Because that's what they're gonna do. They got 5 judges, so you need 5.
So is that how you
5
guys want to do it? Is just cut with a knife on it?
So they go from edge to edge on the spinalis, and then they cut it into 5 equal pieces. Is how they'll.
And I'm not. I mean, I'm just gonna cut in the liver.
Resistance.
Like I have no resistance right now.
I don't have any either, man.
I don't have any resistance either, guys. So I'm
He's not resisting this steak.
Thought we were here for balls.
I can barely cut it because it's falling apart, yo.
That's overcooked, sir. Or underdone. Or too mushy. So I don't know how you guys want to do this, but just got a good pull. I mean, it sticks together, so it's not like overly mushy. It's not overly tenderized. It's really firm and juicy as hell.
There's a lot of fat in that, Anthony.
On this one, it is on the very end piece, yeah.
Just give you a heads up for next week, because fatty is
God damn. That's so good.
Fatty's what?
Holy cow, that's good.
depending on how much fat's in the eye.
Isn't that great?
You want a nice
That's
balance of just a little bit of fat, and just too much fat's gonna deter a judge, depending on who's sitting at the table as well.
Isn't that good? That is freaking tasty.
Anthony, I love you, but I gotta give my steak to Rusty.
No, man.
No. Wait, we need it.
Just by appearance. Maybe it's his lighting, but
I'm telling you right now, guys, this is probably the best steak I've ever cooked as far as taste goes.
Put that up.
Good. So you don't cook that way next week.
Yeah,
No,
got that one out of the way.
Oh man.
All right, Anthony. Anthony, how's yours? Have you tasted yours yet?
Yeah, mine's actually probably pretty damn close to one of my best ones I've done yet. That finishing dust that I picked up is huge.
I would really like to taste Anthony's, knowing all the stuff he put on his, because I'm telling you guys, when you're taking one bite, you literally have one bite to blow someone's mind. But from
one bite barbecue, one bite steak.
Jesus.
It's salty, peppery, buttery. I ground up some rosemary in there, so you have that little bit of hint of rosemary on the in the butter. Man, this is bomb.
You use fresh rosemary or dried?
Fresh. I chopped it up
I'm
real
sorry.
fine and put
I'm
it
gonna
in there.
stop
So
eating. I'm gonna stop eating it.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I told you guys not to eat it, and here I am eating it.
So here's the problem: is Rusty doesn't like dots, so I can't trust his palate.
Oh!
I voted on appearance, so I didn't say flavor.
yeah,
Well, I think he's got better light. That's the bad part about this. He's got better light, and he's got a camera person. So I think
yeah.
Yeah, he's got
he's cheating like he
extraordinary
always does.
lighting. He's
What's
got
that?
extraordinary lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, I don't
guys.
need a
All
team.
this you guys
I'm
is
good by myself.
you guys
Dub,
is
dub.
so honestly on you guys has done this. How do you guys feel? I mean, we're looking from a camera, but like, this is practice for you guys next week.
So for me, to be honest, let me just talk for a second. That underdoneness for me is perfect because I'm going to hold it for 5 minutes, right? Now, cutting right into it isn't going to work. It's going to go, and it's going to take 10 minutes to go to the it's going to go 10 minutes to the cook. So that's going to have a minute to oxidize. They're going to cut right into it. So by that time it gets there to the judge, you're going to see like more like that. You know what I'm saying?
And what temperature did you pull off at? 132?
132. And so if you look now, it's been oxidized. It hasn't been sitting long, and I think that's a perfect medium. So
Yeah.
That's
and so that's
hey,
what I'm
Jesse,
looking
pull
for.
up your chart. That's a perfect medium right there.
Yeah.
Hold that
That's
hold
what
that to the camera, and then wait for Jesse pull up his. If you guys can see that,
These
you're
guys will
looking
be cutting into the steak, and this
So
is
look
what I
at
want
that.
them to
Look
see.
at that 10. The 10 is
'Cause
where
it's gonna-
we're going at.
Because it's going to oxidize and look just like that. And you see what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You don't want a big weight, not because reverse sear you want a big weight, but you don't want a big weight because you don't want to have that doneness circle. You know, you almost want it to just kind of just flow all the way through the steak. So that's what you look for. That's why you pull it a little early so you get that oxidation. My God.
Man, this steak is bomb.
Anthony, he keeps selling and selling and selling.
I'm not kidding. I'm usually not that guy, but ask these guys. Look, they're good, aren't they?
Once again, he has more help. I'm flying solo. I don't need anybody else. I don't need to rely on other people.
Okay.
So I'm gonna vote, and I'm gonna go based on what flavor I know that Anthony's gonna have off of that reverse sear. I am voting for Anthony to win.
Oh, absolutely. Flavor wise, if we're going flavor, I'm gonna go with Anthony. But based off of the not being able to taste it right now and appearance, if you can walk that steak in the light a little bit, Anthony, I gotta go with Rusty up there.
Yeah, Rusty's looks good now that it's oxidized.
Oxidized.
Let's see.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Save some for the wife.
Can you guys see this?
Closer.
Closer.
No, you can't see it.
That sun's.
Can't-
It looked
Brutal.
Look at those burnt. Look at the.
Maybe jump on that trampoline
Man,
with
Anthony
it. It might.
really
It
is
might.
having to work to make this steak look good.
But listen, Jesse, this isn't a taste contest. This is a look contest. If you're here, trust me on this.
Okay. So because Rusty has a cameraman, he has stage lighting. I mean, his does look better now that it's oxidized.
Oxidized.
Where did the steak go?
I'm telling you, it's freaking delicious, guys.
We
ate it all.
Gone.
Yeah.
There's the stage lighting that they're
This is so good.
Have you ever seen the size of his teammates, though, bro? A steak ain't gonna last very long at his house.
What?
I mean, his teammates makes me look dainty.
Yeah, they do. Jesse looks like a little wee girl compared to
You guys know how many people will compete next week?
There was nobody signed up as of last week because everybody was holding out. So I'll lay odds we have 20.
I know.
Or more.
I know. Crooked Pigs is coming. Anthony's coming. I'm coming. That's all I know.
Curtis, Fidel's kid. Maybe both of his sons cooking.
My son's cooking.
Fidel's boys scare me to death because those kids can cook.
those guys are mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
love
think
I don't know.
seeing it, man.
they
I
got
love seeing
barbecue
all
sauce
these-
running in their veins.
That's the secret sauce. Come over here, son. Let's slip your arm real quick.
Yeah. Man, this steak is pretty damn good. Longer rested. I think next week I'm gonna rest for 8 minutes.
Are you guys happy with? Obviously, you guys are happy with your flavor. What do you got? You guys gonna change anything?
No, I think I
Nope.
did exactly the way I wanted to do. I wouldn't, normally I wouldn't cut into it right then. It would take a minute. But I think that worked out real well. I think my oxidation
Yeah.
point was perfect, and
Anthony,
So-
with all your seasonings, you still get that beef flavor because that's the biggest thing when, they're judging criteria. Is you don't
we
want
didn't
to,
marinate that.
they don't want you to cake it. They want to be able to taste the beef, and sometimes people are like, it's the other way around. They want to taste
Yeah.
the seasoning. It's
Yep.
kind of that's the debacle with judging. Sometimes you have, mixed judges, but I'm a big,
Go get
you
Kimmy.
gotta taste the beef.
Yeah. I can taste the beef. You got to remember you're cooking an 1.5-inch steak. So with all that seasoning and rub, and you let it rest for a little bit, it's not going to really penetrate all the meat anyways. When I cook it, I'm going to use butter, and I'm going to rinse a lot of that rub off too with the butter at the end too. So I think it left a perfect salty, peppery balance that I was looking for. Maybe I'll use just a little bit less finishing dust. I think that finishing dust had just a little too much pepper in it, a little bit of heat, but it's spot on.
So
This
I
is-
don't remember when you guys season your steaks. You season the tops. Did you guys roll the edges around in your seasoning too?
I put seasoning around the entire edge as well.
I just do
sometimes
the spinalis part as
I'll
well.
actually season the cutting board and then I'll actually roll it on there, so it really penetrates a little bit after I season the tops and the bottom.
Yeah.
Really
All right,
good
we
steak.
got a live taste test. You guys want to see the reaction?
Oh my gosh.
Have a taste.
Well,
She's
well,
the
he has
worst,
his
too.
wife.
Yeah.
You guys are putting me on the spot right now.
Way to save your wife the scraps.
It's really good.
She says
Yeah.
that's really, really good. Now, I gotta tell you something about my wife. I'll make the best food I've ever made in my life. Put her in my mouth. She goes, it's good. Always. And then 5 minutes later, she's like, oh my God, this is so great. So it takes 5 minutes for her to react that quickly.
It really is good. Yeah, that's really good. That's a good
Is he
one.
folding laundry today or what?
Hell no, I'm not folding laundry.
He mowed the
He's-
lawn yesterday. He mowed the lawn
Yeah.
yesterday.
He just mowed the lawn.
Oh my gosh. I literally go out and lay in it. I'll mow the lawn and just lay down just like this. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. I love it. So who won? Did I win?
It's 50-50.
I voted for Anthony.
The tie, Rusty.
Taste. You didn't even taste it. Now that's cheating. If I heard of a cheater.
I guess the only thing is next weekend we really got to get some results. So.
Oh yeah, next week we'll see. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that at all.
Happens when you guys straight tie.
So
Who's your guys' who's the
That would be
SCA
funny.
judge
Eat up.
out there next week?
They're actually, what's crazy is that we're probably gonna have a bunch of new judges. So we had one SCA cook last year with the judging. So, and this is our first cook this year, so it's gonna be a whole bunch of new judges.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Inexperienced palates on the SCA side. So we'll see how it goes.
Aren't they doing a class?
Yeah, they're doing a
This week-
class too. So it's fresh palates pretty much.
But the
So-
SCA rep is local.
Yes. What is it? Terry, is that her name?
Terrell.
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 Is it Terrell?
Terrell.
Yeah, Terrell.
I love my
She's
boy
gonna
Hudson.
crucify us for destroying her name. We apologize. She's the best.
Yes, she is.
Grab that piece.
Grab some.
It's either Terrell or Terrell, and I always call her Terrell, and I hope I'm right.
There you go, honey.
Well, that was fun, guys. Like, I guess it was a 50-50 draw, so there's no bragging rights available this week.
No, Rusty. Ah! She just spit it out. Rusty, that's not good. She's like, thumbs down. No, Dad, no. Wow.
All right.
So do you guys want to redo your detergents?
She spit it out, but she still gave it a 10. Perfect judging. Taste, texture, appearance, great. 6.
Man, I can't cook
Oh.
anything for these children. You want another one, Winnie? Come here, Winslow. That's right. You want another one. That's how good it is, huh? Yeah. Oh, thumbs down wants another one. Come on out. All right, guys. I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I think we're good. Guys, thanks for coming on, Anthony, and
yeah, appreciate it.
and cooking with me and losing.
Well-
Let's be honest. I think that Jesse has a kind heart. He's a good guy.
Everybody knows Jessie doesn't have a kind heart.
Yeah, that's true.
But hey, thanks
Alrighty,
for
guys.
having you guys on too. That was really, really cool. That was really fun. We should do this a lot. This is fun.
Let's run through it real quick. I'm Anthony Lujan, host of the Pitmasters podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at pitmasterspodcast.com. Also, under Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue. You follow us on Instagram there too. And you go ahead and give your shout out.
There's a place for food on Instagram.
Perfect.
A place. Yeah, I'm Rusty Monson, Salt City Barbecue, head cook and host of Pitmasters podcast as well. So Salt City Barbecue, where you can find me. Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff.
And I'm Jesse Johnson from Big Johnson's Barbecue. You can find me on all social media at Big Johnson's Barbecue, BBQ. I'm also the voice of the Pitmaster podcast,
which is
leading them
awesome.
in.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
freaking
awesome.
love that thing.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm going to make you guys some new versions. I'm going to make you like 5 different versions so people don't get tired of it.
That's awesome.
Cool.
It was so.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Cool.
Okay, guys.